Welcome back to our channel if you are already a subscriber. But if you're new here, hello to you, and please hit the subscribe button below to follow our vlogging journey if you find it helpful. As of 10th of October in Malaysia, our Prime Minister has made an announcement the Malaysian has been hoping for so long. That was the interstate and international travel are allowed nationwide upon meeting 90% vaccination of adult population, which effectively took place at 11th of October. After being banned locally for traveling for almost 10 months this year, guess the news was excited to most of you, wasn't it? Well, if you're fully vaccinated and you have a plan to travel, you are advised to conduct a self-test before making a move across states. This is to protect yourself and most importantly, the people you want to meet, especially your family. The self-test kits are available for sales in health clinics and pharmacies, and soon will also be at supermarket and chain stores. The price should not be more than 20 Malaysian ringgit though. However, in this video, we are going to talk about international travel instead. We are sure this topic is more interesting to you. You know, all Malaysians, like us, have been locked from traveling since the pandemic hit the country, and how much you miss traveling. The lifting news is great for holidays, but it is no longer as simple as it was to plan an overseas trip. Here we want to share what you need to know before purchasing your air ticket. In order to travel overseas now, there are 4 key things you must take away from this video. There are vaccination status, swab test requirement, vaccine types, and last but not least, the quarantine requirement. Sounds very complicated, isn't it? No worries. Visit blogvigo.com to have all this information sorted out at a time. The link of this page is also provided in the description below so that you guys can check it out. In this video, we are going to take an example. Says we are flying with Emirates Airlines from Malaysia to Switzerland with a transit at Dubai. Then taking land transport to Austria, Slovenia, and Croatia, from where we are leaving back to Malaysia with the same airline at the end of the holiday. Now, obviously we are not holding USA passport, so let's get it changed to Malaysia. The departure country is Malaysia, so it is alright. Well, there are 4 categories of requirement to filter. The deep green means traveling is open completely without any requirement, while the red means otherwise, which traveling is completely restricted. The apple green and light brown means requirement of swab test and quarantine is required respectively. We are clear that we want quarantine-free countries for our holiday, so let's uncheck the last 2 options here. Firstly, your vaccination status here plays a huge part to where you can go. Fully vaccinated travelers are very welcome by some countries that are completely open for tourism sector. However, if you are not, do not be worried. All you need to do is to undergo a COVID-19 swab test less than 48 or 72 hours before departure to prove you are COVID negative. Most of these countries accept PCR and rapid antigen test results, but to be safe, get the PCR test instead. It is highly recommended to undergo this swab test before your trip, be you fully vaccinated or otherwise. Let's just leave the status unvaccinated, and with our trip example, you can see that making an entry to Switzerland is not possible if you are not fully vaccinated. Whereas Austria allows entry to the country, but quarantine is mandated upon arrival. Both Slovenia and Croatia too allow entry, however a pre-swab test must be presented with negative result. Let's change the vaccination status to yes and see the difference. Such an obvious difference we can see with all the countries in our example allow entry without a single requirement. Excited? Well, it is too early to be, as this is not all about it. Let me share more why I'm making this statement. Although these countries are fully open for vaccinated travelers, it does not mean you will be granted entry as it has shown in the website. Isn't it tricky? The type of vaccine you were vaccinated decides if this country will accept you. Therefore, I strongly advise you to simply visit visaguide.world to find out if your vaccine type is or is not accepted. Let's take an example again here. I was vaccinated with Sinovac, so let's select Sinovac from the drop-down list of the vaccine, and we shall pick Switzerland to check if Sinovac is approved in the country. And yes, it is valid, so it is confirmed that I will not have any issues flying to Switzerland and move around in the country. The same results were shown for Austria and Slovenia, but unfortunately Croatia does not approve Sinovac. That means I will not be granted access to the country, and therefore I might have to leave Europe from Slovenia. A digital certificate in English is required to prove your vaccination status upon checking in your flight and also arriving your destination. So guys, remember to have your plan checked beforehand. Last but not least, do also check the requirement of airlines you are flying with and the airport where the transit takes place. In this example, which is at Dubai, the airport has been open for all with negative pre-swab tests before arrival. Given the freedom to travel, we must not take it for granted, but act responsibly to adhere to the local standard operating procedure of the places we visit. So, we wish you travel safe and have a pleasant journey. If you find this video helpful, do support us by hitting the subscribe button below. Well, we will continue to produce video every week. Thank you very much and have a nice Sunday. Bye bye.